آية 13 بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ قال لقمان لابنه وهو يعظه يا بني لا تشرك بالله إن الشرك لظلم عظيم. Before that, beginning of the page, وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا لُقْمَانَ الْحِكْمَةَ أَنِ اشْكُرْ لِلَّهِ. Certainly we gave Luqman wisdom, saying, give thanks to Allah, and whoever gives thanks only for his own sake, and whoever is ungrateful, Allah is indeed all sufficient, all laudable. Ghaniyun Hamid. Before you ask any question, I think this is good to have this advice of Quran. We gave wisdom to Luqman. Anishkur lillah. And here is for tafsir. It's called ana tafsiriyya. So to do tafsir of Quran with ana tafsiriyya is a very good idea. Or the day of Qadr, or the day of martyrdom of Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam. The wisdom, it means the wisdom we gave to Luqman is interpreted, is understood, is known to be thankful to Allah. Give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thankfulness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the interpretation and the reality of wisdom. Wisdom, the true wisdom that Quran defines for us, is thankfulness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. شکر نعمتت افزون کند، کفر نعمت از کفت بیرون کند. If you give thanks to the person who has given you something, then the grace or the bounty will be increased. And if you show your disgracefulness, your ni'mah will be taken from you, will be taken from you. And you lose the ni'mah and the grace that you have. This is why وَمَنْ يَشْكُرْ فَإِنَّمَا يَشْكُرُ لِنَفْسِهِ. The one who thanks, indeed, the reality of thanking others is thanking himself. وَمَنْ كَفَرَ. And the one who is disgraceful, the one who does not give thanks, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَنِيٌّ حَمِيدٌ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all sufficient and all laudable. I don't know how Hamid. Hamid here is Mahmud. Hamid, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if no one from the human beings, no one from the jinns, if nobody thanks him, nobody worships him, hamd, what does hamd mean in English? Thankfulness or gratefulness. So if nobody thanks him, nobody worships him, nobody does his duty, there are angels. He is Hamid. Anyway, he is Hamid. He is Mahmud. He is worshipped. He is thanked. So he is needless of our thankfulness. So whatever we do is for ourselves. This is the reaction, the rule of reaction in the world is very amazing. This is another divine tradition. Whatever you do, you have done it to yourself, whether good or bad. This is more general than thankfulness or disgracefulness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. از آن دست که دادند از آن دست گرفتن، هر نکته که گفتن همان نکته شنیدن. این راجع به مردان خداست که this is known to be a very general rule. With whatever hand you do and you give, you take from the same hand. And whatever you say, you hear the same word, same with your ears. With the ears that you heard your own words, you hear others to say those words to you. Whatever you do in this universe, it will come back to you. This is why always when I teach resurrection, the day of judgment, I say the day of judgment happens in this world, before, hereafter. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put all the, why do we have awliyaullah to be shaheed? Quran describes the prophets and awliyaullah to be shaheed. Shaheed in this context means witness. Why are they witnessing? Because they are the true judges. They are the true ones who can witness, firstly for hereafter. But second, even in this world, look at Saddam. What happened to Saddam Hussein? What happened to the oppressors? What happened to Gaddafi? What happened to many others? What happened to Adolf Hitler? What happened to Pharaoh? What happened to him? So this is the word of reaction. So thankfulness is thankfulness to ourselves. And then وَإِذْ قَالَ لُقْمَانُ لِابْنِهِ وَهُوَ يَعِظُهُ. So this is wisdom. First of all, this is wisdom. The one who is not doing everything for dunya, but he sees beyond everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and if he does some, I remember Sayyid Darya Bari's lecture. So this is how even achieving dunya will benefit you in hereafter, because whatever you achieve more, you are more thankful. So this strengthens your hikmah and wisdom. If you see the one who is giving you sustenance behind all the scene. وَإِذْ قَالَ لُقْمَانُ لِابْنِهِ وَهُوَ يَعِظُهُ. And remember when Luqman was advising his son. Let us benefit from the advices of Quran, from the wordings and the tongue of Luqman. Same for Quran and Luqman. Ya bunayya la tushrik billah. Bunay is a musaghar of ibn. In Arabic, Hussein is musaghar of Hassan. So Hassan is somebody who is good, who has nice manners. Hussein is the smaller one or more little one than the Hassan who has the same character. So this is Hassan and Hussein. But Ibn, when it becomes musaghar, it becomes Bunayya. Ibn Bunayya. So Bunayya means my little son. My little son does not necessarily refer to the littleness, being small or little or young. In Arabic, when they want to show love and mercy to somebody, they use this tone of musaghar. So Ya Bunayya means my love, my beloved son. So it is a good advice for us. The way of advising itself, an advice for us. When we want to advise others to be very lovely, very using the best words, and to address that person, to call him with a very lovely title that he likes. These are very small and very smooth, but at the same time very effective manners of advising. وَهُوَ يَعِظُهُ يَا بُنَيَّ لَا تُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ. Do not consider anyone for Allah to share his power. O my son, do not ascribe any partners to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Indeed, the polytheism, shirk, لَظُلْمٌ عَظِيمٌ, is a great oppression and injustice. It is again you see, this is injustice or oppression done to yourself first. Because the first one who suffers from polytheism is you. وَوَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانَ بِوَالِدَيْهِ, and we have enjoined man concerning his parents. We have advised the mankind. What did we advise mankind? أَنِشْ بِوَالِدَيْهِ حَمَلَتْهُ أُمُّهُ وَهْنًا عَلَى وَهْنٍ. We advised the mankind about his parents. Look at the mother. The mother carries the baby in her womb for how long? 6 to 9 months. Quran says, وَحَمْلُهُ وَفِصَالُهُ ثَلَاثُونَ شَهْرًا. So both of the least period of pregnancy is 6 months. The successful pregnancy is 6 months. And the most is 9 months. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala adds these together and says 30 months. About 2 years of milking and at least 6 months of carrying him or her in her womb. 30 months the mother is busy with the kid, with the baby. To raise a lot of annoyances when the baby is in the womb, kicking the poor mother's stomach and, taking from her food. The mother cannot rest well. The mother cannot even eat well. She cannot even worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the way she wants. She cannot fast in the month of Ramadan if she's carrying her baby in the month of Ramadan, or milking her or him in the month of Ramadan. Very difficult time. So, mentioning this very important issue after the thankfulness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows the priority and shows the hierarchy. Look, mankind, after father and mother, after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have father and mother. If you want to be thankful to me, be thankful to your parents. And look at the efforts they make to raise you up. وَهْنًا عَلَى وَهْنٍ. His mother carried him through weakness upon weakness. Wahn itself means to humiliate, to make someone humble. Tawheed comes from wahn. So it is weakness as well, as Qarai is translating it as weakness. Wahn can be understood as weakness as well. So she is weak, and you make her lie down and sleep more and be separated from the community for several months for just raising you up. You should see how caring your mother was to you. وَفَصَالُهُ فِي عَامَيْنِ أَنِ اشْكُرْ لِي وَلِوَالِدَيْكَ. And her milking is for 2 years. أَنِ اشْكُرْ لِي وَلِوَالِدَيْكَ. You see, you should be grateful to me and your parents. Once in Saudi Arabia, it was in Mecca or Medina, I thanked the driver. The driver said, "No, this is shirk." I said, "Why?" He said, "No, you are thanking me, you should thank Allah." I said, "Look, Quran says, Anishkur li waliwalidayk." So thanking the beings other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not shirk. the ones, and we have a hadith, من لم يشكر المخلوق لم يشكر الخالق. You may not agree with me about this hadith, you may not accept this hadith, but you accept the verse of Quran. And اشكر لي ولوالديك. You should be thankful to your parents. This is exactly the monotheism, Tawheed. Whoever you thank through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whoever you thank is only thankfulness to Him. Whoever you love for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have brotherly love here, we love each other. So if we love each other for the love that we have, for the common love that we have for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for Quran, for Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, for the Holy Prophet of Islam, that is a divine love. That is love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even if we guide, this is Islam. Islam guides our emotions. Islam says if you have emotion, but if you guide your emotion, if you put your emotion on the line towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then your emotion, your very personal emotions will be divine, will be godly. But you should just guide it. If you love your mother, that is the love for Allah. If you love your children, if you love your wife, your husband, but if you know that this is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to protect the family with your love, that is the divine love. Otherwise, it doesn't have that much value. When there is no Allah in the life is losing the value. This is losing the hikmah and wisdom, as Quran says here. It is pointless. It is only for 60, 70, 80 period of time, years of the age period of our ages. After that it will finish. Al-akhilla ba'aduhum, Quran says the adu. Quran says illa what? This is, the friends will become, in the day of judgment, they become enemy. Why is that? Because their friendship was not based on wisdom. It was not because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it will end by death. Because it was not fillah. Illa al-muttaqeen, the exception is only for pious people. Why? Because pious people, they were very clever. Even they guided their friendship through the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is why their friendship will maintain. Let me finish this let me explain more, and I have time. Let me add one more point. Assalamu alaikum. Recite the salawat, please. That day is the day that يَوْمَ يَفِرُّ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ وَصَاحِبَتِهِ وَبَنِيهِ, is the day that the brothers will escape from each other. And the wives and husbands will escape from each other. لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مِّنْهُمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ شَأْنٌ يُغْنِيهِ, because everybody has his own special situation that will make him busy with himself. And he cannot take a look at others. But Quran says, وَأَلْحَقْنَا بِهِمْ أَزْوَاجًا. In the heaven, we join their husbands and wives to them. It has condition. If they were pious in this world, if their and piety in this sense is guiding the emotions, is controlling emotions within the love to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This will make them rejoin in heaven. Once somebody says, we cannot get rid of even in heaven. No, we will change. You will change, you will become very handsome for your wife in heaven, and vice versa. And inshallah you will enjoy it. Because Quran says there is no sorrow in heaven. There is nothing to be sorry about in heaven. Everything is joyfulness. So, in another hadith, that's as Al-Hasan wal-Husayn, Sayyida Shabab Ahlul Jannah. So, once a story happened in the time of the Holy Prophet of Islam, and he said, no, every person would change to young, would turn young in the heaven. Nobody, if we are old and we die, we turn young and we go to heaven. So, we will change inshallah. And inshallah we will go to it. So this is the constant love or everlasting love, because this temporary love, if you connect it to the constant love, the everlasting love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it will become everlasting. But if you don't do it here in this world, it will finish by death. So this is the actually meaning of these two verses. But I think the most important message of these two verses. وَإِنْ جَاهَدَاكَ عَلَىٰ أَنْ تُشْرِكَ. The only exception that you can disobey your parents is when they want you to do something, to do a sin, to commit a sin. أَنْ تُشْرِكَ بِهِ مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٌ. Here it is, the translation is, but if they urge you to ascribe to me as partner that of which you have no knowledge, so if they want you to ascribe a partner to me, do not follow them, do not obey them. But this is the reality of any sin. When we do any sin, when we have any haram look, when we listen to any haram music, it means this is a sharik for you, O Allah. So I'm now following shaitan, and shaitan is a sharik for you, because I'm following shaitan in doing the sins. So, yes, there is hadith that mu'min, when he is sinning, he is not mubahid. He is not a monotheist. When mu'min is sinning, at the time of sinning, he is not mu'min or muwahhid. He is not mu'min or muwahhid.
Who is he? Muslim.
Yes.
Who is he?
The one who commits sin.
Then who is he at that time?
Mushrik.
Okay.
He is mushrik. So, وَإِنْ جَاهَدَاكَ عَلَىٰ أَنْ تُشْرِكَ بِمَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٌ does not refer only to shirk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to say, and there are other gods. It means whenever they want you to sin, they want you not to fast, they want you not to pray. Yes, sometimes they may say, pray later, go and buy this for me now. You should obey. If there is time, you should obey. You should postpone even the prayer of on time to later. You should accept. But if they say no, you should not pray. You have 5 minutes to pray. There is 5 minutes to Ghuruba of to the sunset, and they say no, you should go and buy this for me. You should say, I'm sorry. This is the only time I have, and I haven't prayed yet. I have to pray my Zuhrayn, and then after that I will go. So this is the only exception. The only exception is when the will of the parents and the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala contradict. Otherwise, you should follow your parents. You should obey your parents. وَصَاحِبْهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا.
Still in that kind of situation, when you because of the conflict between what Allah wants and what they want. So to disobey them, still you have to do it in a nice way.
Yes, ahsanta.
Even though
no, the way I said it was nice. No, you can say, I will go after. I will go after. You should do it in a nice way to say, I will go after. Let me just pray and I will go after.
Yes, some people might understand that, oh, you don't care about
No. You shouldn't argue with them. No. Your mother might be even a Christian, or even a polytheist, or even atheist. Their father or mother might be even atheist. They don't believe in prayer. So it is understandable that because they don't believe, you should be very careful not to use bad words. You should be very kind. And this is what I will continue. وَإِنْ وَصَاحِبْهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا. This is explanation of what you said. In this world, you should keep their company honorably in this world. You should be very honorable with them. You should treat them very honorably. So, ma'ruf, what is urf in English, who knows? Common sense. Common sense. You should treat them according to common sense. So, if the common sense is that you should, the way because they were rich, you should, and they are now old, and they cannot maintain or protect themselves. What should you do? Because they are rich, you should spend enough money so that they can continue their life in a rich situation. You know? So if ma'ruf here refers to this, common sense is that when they used to, for example, have a good car before, and now they are weak, they cannot drive themselves. So you should prepare a good car for them. Yeah. Yes, good class car for them. And good accommodation. Because they used to have a very nice accommodation before. It should be nice after they become sick. Not because they are now weak, they cannot do anything, just leave them. Or give them a very low-level accommodation. No, they used to be very... So, this is the meaning of urf in Quran. So, urf is that according to the common sense, according to their situation, you should protect them. وَاتَّبِعْ سَبِيلَ مَنْ أَنَابَ إِلَيَّ ثُمَّ إِلَيَّ مَرْجِعُكُمْ فَأُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. Then, تعملون. I said تعلمون. تعملون. ثم إلي مرجعكم, and then to me will be your return, whereat I will inform you concerning what you used to do. بما كنتم تعملون. So there are more verses about the parents which shows the duties, especially when they become old. Their heart is more sensitive. We should be even more careful. Nothing other than love should be shown to parents when they are old. For the hastening in the return of the beloved Imam all the time, recite the salawat. We have time for a couple of questions.
Sheikh, very quickly.
Yes.
Just on going on, very quickly. You said that if you commit a sin, you're a mushrik at that time.
Yes.
So if you take your last breath while you're committing a sin, what's the consequences for you in death?
If you
die at that time.
If you die while you're
Yes, if you die, you die.
May
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us far from such death. And yes, definitely, in the time of sinning, if somebody dies, he does not transfer his faith to the other one.
Even though you've been practicing all your
Even though you were
for
doing.
that moment you did something.
If you're practicing, were real practicing, you wouldn't die that way.
That's why سوء العاقبة, is it?
You wouldn't die that way, su'al aqaba, with su'al aqaba, if you were really practicing. Definitely it won't happen. If you know, it is a bit complicated. It's not that simple. Bear with me and I will answer your good question. In Quran, mu'minin are not those who do not sin. Well, mu'minin, this is a very profound concept. Please be careful. Mu'minin are not those who do not sin. Mu'minin are those who, if they sin, they repent very shortly and they reform. They do islah. So, if you are such a person that if you used to sin, you just repented quickly and you reformed, you tried to change, you wouldn't die that way. Because this is the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to us. And mu'minin are those especially refrain from the major sins. And if they refrain from major sins, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would forgive their minor sins. So this is another very profound concept. That if we are of such people, such mu'mineen, that we are very careful about major sins, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would even forgive the minor sins. So, this is about the major sins, aqd walidain, such sins. If it happens that we are doing the major sins and we die in that situation, definitely we will not see salvation. But if it is a minor sin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows better. Inshallah. Quran says, إن تجتنبوا كبائر ما تنهون عنه نكفر عنكم سيئاتكم. If you refrain from the major sins, we will forgive your minor sins. And we will enter you heaven. This is the divine promise. So this is about major sins, especially if we are committing major. So you asked a question before on WhatsApp. Let me answer that here. You wanted me to mention it. And I wanted to find an opportunity like this. About some types of fishes that they don't have scale, we cannot eat those type of fish. He asked about a special fish which is common. People go and buy. It was pangasius, huh? Pangasius. So I checked, it doesn't have scale. And there is no ikhtilaf, there is no controversy between maraja about it. So, but you can easily find it on Google. Whatever fish you want to buy, you can Google, does this fish, and I checked it like this. Does it have scale? I said no, it doesn't have scale. So, we should be very careful. فَلْيَنْظُرِ الْإِنسَانُ إِلَىٰ طَعَامِهِ. Insan, it should be in Surah Abbas. Insan should look at what he is eating. So, if you want to eat something, you should check if it has scale or not. If it has scale, then it is, yes.
About the fish product, like the fish finger, also we need to check what type of fish is coming from.
Yeah, of course.
The fish finger, like you need to check.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Whatever fish, yes. Whatever you eat, you should check. So you should check what type of fish it is, and
So only scales, or some people say that there should be thorns inside as well.
no, scale.
Only the scale.
Only scale, yes.
What about scrap?
Khachang, huh?
I hear that is forbidden in Shia.
Definitely it is haram.
Haram.
Yes, because there is no scale. And it is not a fish.
It's a crab.
The other day I was searching for kind of fish. They have the shell.
They have very similar religion to ours. They're slaughtering everything, many things. And they are monotheists. They worship only one God. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Jews.
Yes, Jews. They have a very similar religion to ours.
But here we are not talking about fish. We are talking about something else. Seafood, for instance. Like these small shrimps. So,
Pardon? Mango. That is halal.
So what's the hikmah here between the shrimp and the crab, for instance?
The hikmah is that the lifestyle of I forgot his name.
Because
No, the
both
other.
have no
Sure. The lifestyle, the way they breathe, They are not fishes. The way they breathe, they live, is different from other types of fishes.
So like a crab are like more solid. We eat dead animals.
It's different.
Everybody's all
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the best. Again, I'm not saying this is exactly, but the lifestyle is different.
Yeah, they secreted their bad products in their skin, and like the mercury and things like that, and even more dangerous to eat. Like there's some good portions you can find them on Google. That's the difference between the shell and without shell.
Yes. If there is no question, we shall ask Sheikh Hanif. If it is a small question, yeah. It is very time consuming to cover that question. It is about.
In case a lot of people don't understand why he asked that question, what was doubt about the whole verse, and did the explanation to be honest, I couldn't understand.
You should have raised the question again that day. So, what is exactly the ambiguity here? Brother Khaled, what is it still ambiguous to you? The answer to Al-Shaytan fi Ummiyati. Is it not clear?
He was at Tamanna that person asked the question, and I said, why you ask the question? What is the doubt about? Do you have any doubt? Because I couldn't understand. I think many people couldn't understand. Haji went to explain for a long time. I personally couldn't understand. First of all, why you asked the question? What is the doubt?
No, his point was that how come the shayateen can get near to the Prophet? Wasn't it? His question was this.
Was Dr. Muhammad's question? Dr. Muhammad?
This was the question, and I answered it this way: that لَأُغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ إِلَّا عِبَادَكَ مِنْهُمُ الْمُخْلَصِينَ doesn't mean that I don't get near to deceive mukhlasin. And I think this was the point, the other verse of Quran that he was relying on and made him ask this question. Because Quran says, refers to shaitan saying, shaitan said, I cannot deceive the mukhlasin. So how come? Prophets were mukhlas. So how come shaitan could get near to them to deceive them? This was the question, isn't it? You know, because I know you and your questions from a long time, and perfectly understood your question. So this was his question. And the answer was that the exception, إِلَّا عِبَادَكَ مِنْهُمُ الْمُخْلَصِينَ, does not refer to the doer, shaitan. Refers to the action and the effect of the action that would not reach them. So the effect of deceiving will not reach the prophets. They will not get deceived.
Yes,
this is the meaning of that verse. But he cannot be successful.
They are not immune from shaitan. But the shaitan cannot affect them.
Yes.
This is also
Yes. Recite this, yes.
Very quickly, Sheikh, it's about today. You know, Imam Islam when he passed away, when he was marked. He said that Imam was saying, held the back of the coffin, and two angels held the front of the coffin. Look where Kufa is, and look where Najaf is. Who else was present at the funeral? What about the companions? Were they present at the funeral?
I haven't checked to give you an answer now to see if there was any other companions.
Reflecting on today.
Yes, there should have been few of companions. Yes, there should have been very few of companions. Because Khawas from the companions, they were present even in the funeral of Lady Fatima al-Zahra salamullah alayha. So there should have been few of the companions in the funeral of Amirul Mu'minin alayhi salam. But the way is not too long. Kufa to Najaf, it is not too long.
But still, if you walk,
Yes.
there'll be other people joining the procession. Will there be other people joining the procession?
No, it was hidden, it was Amirul Mu'mineen's grave was hidden until the time of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. So, no, only very few people did it because they were afraid of Khawarij to do something wrong to the shrine and grave of Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam, so they didn't let people know. So, as Sheikh Hanif said, actually the ISIS people of that time, they were very dangerous, so only few people were in the field. You're welcome. Recite the salawat.